It's Monday, April 3rd, and this is now on HNN. A Big Island school complex was on lockdown this morning after an active shooter hoax.
Former President Donald Trump arrives in New York ahead of his arraignment in Manhattan tomorrow. I'm Naomi Ruckham with the latest on the security surrounding the hearing.
New details on that Chinese spy balloon and what we're learning about its capabilities. These stories plus.
And that story is, drum roll please, Moana!
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson announces the live-action remake of Disney's Moana. Details coming up on This Is Now.
Aloha and good afternoon. We begin today with a live look out over Trump Tower in New York City. Security and authorities there in the city are on high alert as former President Trump arrived there earlier today ahead of his appearance in court tomorrow. Aloha, thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm Dylan Ancheta alongside our Ashley Nagaoka, and we begin with the latest in President Trump's indictment.
That's right. He is expected to face multiple charges in connection with that hush money probe. He also hired a white-collar defense attorney to represent him. We have Naomi Ruckham reporting from New York.
Former President Trump arrived at New York's LaGuardia Airport ahead of his scheduled arraignment Tuesday on criminal charges.
He's gearing up for a battle.
The unprecedented indictment remains sealed, but a source familiar with the case tells CBS News Trump will likely be charged with falsifying business records in the first degree. The charges stem from his alleged role in hush money paid to adult film star Stormy Daniels in 2016.
Of course, I very much anticipate a motion to dismiss coming because there's no law that fits this.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman explains what will happen when Trump turns himself in.
He will get a picture taken, which becomes a mugshot. He will also be fingerprinted electronically, and he will be given a booking number.
Here in New York, multiple agencies are gearing up for the possibility of protests in response to Trump's arraignment, with 35,000 NYPD officers on standby.
While there may be some rabble-rousers thinking about coming to our city tomorrow, our message is clear and simple. Control yourselves. New York City is our home, not a playground for your misplaced anger.
Former President Trump has criticized Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, as well as the judge assigned to the case, as he seeks to run for president again in 2024. Following his arraignment, he plans to fly back to Florida, where he'll speak Tuesday night at Mar-a-Lago. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Hawaii County officials say there was no active shooter at the Waiakea School complex this morning. Hawaii police received a call just after 9 a.m. that there was a student on campus with a firearm who had shot multiple students. Waiakea High, Intermediate, and Elementary were placed on lockdown as a precaution. The campus was searched and it was determined the call was a hoax. The lockdown was lifted at around 9:45.
As soon as the police arrived, we locked down the campus, made sure all the students are safe. The police and their detail walked through the entire campus, cleared all, made sure everyone was safe, did an all clear, and we determined that there was no shooter.
The incident has been classified as a first-degree terroristic threatening case. Anyone who has information is asked to call HPD's non-emergency line at 935-3311.
Firefighters responded to a two-alarm fire that broke out in Hawaii Kai this morning. It started just before 8:30 a.m. at a home on Idaho Street. Video showed thick smoke billowing out of the structure. Neighbors told us they saw large flames coming from inside the home. There was no immediate word on any injuries or what caused the fire. We'll keep you updated with any new information. A 57-year-old man has been arrested on apologize, folks. Hold on one second while we go ahead and see what's going on. There was no immediate word on any injuries or what caused the fire. We'll keep you updated with any new information. A 57-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. This is connected to a stabbing in Ewa Beach on Saturday. HPD says the suspect got into an argument with a 59-year-old man, which escalated to the stabbing. Officials say the alleged victim was taken to the hospital in serious condition. We're told the two men involved do know each other. The suspect reportedly fled the scene and was arrested a couple of hours later at a home on Kuhina Street.
A shooting range in Ewa Beach with a long history in the community is facing increasing pressure to shut down and relocate. The Marine Corps says it's been operating Pu'uloa Range training facility since the early 1900s. But on Wednesday, the Ewa Neighborhood Board unanimously voted to approve a resolution telling the Marine Corps they've worn out their welcome. Residents tell Hawaii News Now the noise from the base has increased in the last couple years, and there has also been other concerns with its operations. State lawmakers are also considering a similar resolution like the one passed by the Neighborhood Board.
Again, we recognize that noise is often undesirable. And because of that, we've worked continually with our community over the years to mitigate those impacts, to solve those problems, to include changing the direction of those loudspeakers, to include notifying the community when we change hours, when it's required. We've permanently changed the daily timing of those rifle ranges, and in many other instances, we've worked with our community.
When the Marines closed down their annual training in Kaneohe and moved it to Ewa Beach just a few years ago, it created a significant impact that they hadn't counted on, I think. It sounds like we're in a war zone. The amount of noise that has come with it has increased significantly in recent years.
The Marine Corps says 7,000 Marines based in Kaneohe now train at the range yearly and claims it's the only place in Hawaii where this training can be accomplished.
The suspected Chinese spy balloon that crossed into the U.S. earlier this year was able to transmit information to Beijing. A source familiar with the incident tells CNN the balloon was able to send that information in real time, and the U.S. government doesn't know whether the Chinese government could wipe that data as it was received. The U.S. was aware of the balloon's path and was able to protect sensitive sites and censor some signals before the balloon was able to pick them up, according to officials. The FBI is still examining the balloon, but officials have been able to gather additional information on how it worked, including algorithms used for the balloon software and how it is powered and designed. CNN has reached out to the National Security Council and the Pentagon for comment. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich appealed his arrest in Russia, according to Russian state news agency TASS. TASS cited the press service of the Lefortovo Court of Moscow, which took Gershkovich into custody last week. TASS reported the court received a complaint from Gershkovich's defense against the choice of a preventative measure in the form of detention. According to the Wall Street Journal's website, Gershkovich covers Russia, Ukraine, and the former Soviet Union. Gershkovich faces up to 20 years in prison on espionage charges. No date has been set for hearing the appeal.
Now to the deadly wave of tornadoes that swept across multiple states over the weekend. Take a look at this video from Little Rock, Arkansas. A woman was sucked out of the door by a twister while trying to record the weather event. She was later brought to safety by her husband. From Illinois to Alabama and all the way to Delaware, the tornadoes left a path of destruction, killing at least 33 people. Omar Villafranca has more.
Over the weekend, the deadly storm system ravaged communities from Iowa
2 tornadoes on the ground
to Delaware.
This is crazy.
Around 260 people were inside of this packed heavy metal concert venue in Belvidere, Illinois Friday when an EF1 tornado with 100-mile-per-hour winds swept through, causing the roof to collapse.
It just came in seconds.
One person was killed and dozens of others were injured. The death toll was highest in Tennessee, where more than a dozen people died. 9 people were killed in rural McNairy County. In Arkansas, a man captured the moment a tornado swept over his van outside Little Rock. Around 100 miles to the northeast, the small town of Wynne, Arkansas has been reduced to rubble.
We knew all day something was coming. We didn't know it was going to come directly for us.
This is what's left of Curtis McNelly's house.
This is my son's bedroom.
He hid from the tornado in the hallway of his home with his 2 kids, wife, and mother-in-law.
And we're all just hunkered down praying to God.
That's when he says the wind ripped the roof off his house.
My daughter, we told her to keep her head down, but she got her head up and she looked up and she told me she thought we were in heaven with the angels.
She thought it was over.
She thought it was done. For a while, I did too.
President Biden issued a disaster declaration for the state, which should free up federal funds for recovery. At last check, more than 13,000 customers were still without power. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Little Rock, Arkansas.
The FDA says the maker of a brand of eye drops linked to an outbreak of bacterial infections failed to follow safety protocols. The FDA visited a global pharma healthcare facility in Indiana for the inspection in mid-February. It came 2.5 weeks after the company issued a voluntary recall of EzriCare artificial tears product because of possible contamination. When the recall was issued, there were already 55 reports of adverse effects, including eye infections, permanent loss of vision, and at least 1 death from a bloodstream infection from the eye drops. The FDA observations include a manufacturing process that lacked assurance of a product's sterility, specifically for batches manufactured between December 2020 and April 2022. It was shipped to the U.S. The recall EzriCare artificial tears product is part of an outbreak of rare and drug-resistant bacteria, which has never been before reported in the U.S. Patients impacted by the outbreak reported using different brands of tears, but EzriCare artificial tears was the most commonly reported. The FDA says the inspection is ongoing, but did not offer further comment.
All right, let's take a live look outside with our tower cam looking over Honolulu. Lots of sunshine, blue skies, and fluffy cumulus clouds. A big difference from last night. So much thunder and lightning in my area. Dylan, what about you?
Yeah, major difference.
Yeah.
Last night wasn't too bad, but actually, no, yeah, Sunday afternoon. It was the afternoon, loud rumbles of thunder. We could hear it all the way from the North Shore and West Side, but very different picture today, what we're seeing.
Absolutely. Well, let's see what the rest of your work week's going to look like. Here's Billy V for weather.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the 7-day forecast, what you can expect for today and the rest of the week as we start out on your Monday. East-northeasterly winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour. That is classic trade wind weather. However, because of all the disturbance that's been around us and the unstable weather, they're kind of enhanced windward and Malka showers. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go today. Mostly cloudy skies, and you'll see those showers happening. Get through Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are going to be the wettest parts of the week. But once we get to Thursday, it starts to dry up a little bit. We do have some showers on Friday, but they should be of the light variety and go through real quickly. Saturday and Sunday, pretty much trade wind weather as we're seeing there. So not a bad week. Wish we could have more sunshine, but we'll take what we can get at this point. It's just nice to have those cooler trade winds back. That means lower humidity.
Well, there's a new approach to protecting Hawaii's coral reefs, and this time it involves an insurance policy. Our Casey Lund explains.
Aloha from Hanauma Bay, a place that is home to up to 70 different coral reef species, and those are home to more than 450 species of fish, a really popular tourist destination. And we're talking about the insurance policy that was bought by the Nature Conservancy. Ulalia Woodside Lee is with us from the Nature Conservancy, Executive Director for Hawaii and Palmyra, do so much work really in the Pacific here. Tell us a little bit about this and how it would work.
Thank you so much, Casey, for having us today. You know, this insurance policy enables us to have rapid response. So storms can cause 50% damage to coral cover, and we know how important they are to our economy. So we have this insurance policy, and this is called a parametric insurance policy. That means there's parameters around when we get a payout, a storm of a certain size, 57-mile-per-hour winds of a named storm, and then we're able to see if there's damage on our reef and we get a payout. We're able to deploy teams of crews of our community members and our partners to come out there, remove anything that might be causing damage to our reefs, and then also to collect coral fragments that might have broken off at the time of the storm, and then see if we can also reattach those coral fragments.
And some of the partners that you work with are DLNR. Tell me a little bit about how this is kind of a cooperative as well.
It's very much a cooperative. The Nature Conservancy has been working with over 50 community partners across our state, folks like the Maui Nui Makai Network, the Kaikuleana Network on Hawaii Island. And we've been working to see how we, with our community, can care for our reefs. Right now, with our partners, we're developing our rapid response plan if we should have one of these events and have the payout. And our partners that are joining us in that are the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, NOAA, the Maui Ocean Center, Marine Institute. We're working, of course, with the State of Hawaii Division of Aquatic Resources, an organization known as Kuleana Corals. We're also working with Hawaii Institute for Marine Biology, the Legacy of Ruth Gates Lab, and Arizona State University with Greg Asner's lab. And so together we're developing that statewide rapid response plan. And then there'll also be 2 localized response plans that are developed so that we can have community members be almost like, they use the word reef brigades in places where people can come out and they can help remove, whether it's a boat that's, become loose and we're very familiar with that right now and hits our reef, or maybe some big logs or trees come down as we've seen happen with other severe floods and storms. We can get some crews out there, remove those things that are causing damage, collect that coral, see if we can also reattach it and start that coral on a path of restoration.
Yeah, very good. Ulia Woodside Lee, a lot to this. And if you want to learn more, we have information online at hawaiinewsnow.com. There's also a Day of Awareness and Action, an Ocean Day of Awareness and Action. That's happening at the state capitol tomorrow, Tuesday, April 4th. We'll have all those details online as well. We're out at Hanauma Bay today. For now, we'll send things back to you.
All right, let's see what the internet is talking about today. The crew of the first moon mission in 5 decades was just announced. The astronauts are NASA's Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, and Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency. This cues up training for the historic lunar flyby, which is set to take off November 2024. The Artemis 2 mission will circle the moon in a loop so big it could end up being the farthest distance any human has ever traveled. The mission is expected to last about 10 days, and Artemis 2 is set to pave the way for Artemis 3 later this decade. NASA has vowed Artemis 3 will put the first woman and person of color on the lunar surface. It will also be the first time humans have touched down on the moon since the Apollo program ended in 1972.
Well, for the first time, Austin, Texas hosted the Country Music Television Music Awards, and Entertainment Tonight was on the blue carpet with all of the winners. And Nichelle Turner joins us now with the story. Aloha, Nichelle.
Aloha, Dylan. Everything is bigger in Texas, and the CMT Music Awards is no exception. So let's start with the show's top prize, Video of the Year.
And the winner is Kane Brown and Caitlin Brown. Thank God!
Kane and Caitlin made history as the first husband and wife duo to ever win the award.
There must not be a better feeling than be able to do what you love with the person that you love.
This is so special, and it's real. Like, we're singing a love song, but it's actually genuinely between 2 people that truly feel those things about each other.
And every night I get to, sing this with her on tour. Every time I see her, it's like we first met.
I never stay in one place too long.
Lainey Wilson was one of the night's big winners. She took home 2 awards, including Female Video of the Year for Heart Like a Truck.
I'm so proud of this music video. It was filmed, produced, written, and directed by all women. Can I get a come on now, let's go?
I only talk to God when I need a favor.
Newcomer Jelly Roll received the most hardware with 3. His Son of a Sinner won Male Video of the Year and Male Breakthrough Video.
3 first time, baby. Hey, clean sweep, baby. We pulled the hat trick tonight, boys. My fan base ain't the biggest in country music, but man, they're the rowdiest, dude. Thank y'all. Y'all showed out for your boy, man.
And we have so much more CMT coverage tonight on ET, plus the latest on the Yellowstone behind-the-scenes drama. Does Kevin Costner's no-show at Paley Fest signal his exit? And what we know about Matthew McConaughey joining the Duttons. For Entertainment Tonight, I'm Nichelle Turner.
All right, time for some good news. Another Disney movie with a Hawaii connection is getting a live-action remake. Check it out.
We are so excited and happy to announce that a live-action reimagining of Moana is in the works. Moana, Grandma Tala, the music, the dance, Te Fiti, Pua the pig, the village, the beautiful, powerful ocean, and one more, what's that, guys? Oh, yours truly, Hey Hey the chicken. Kidding.
Yes, Moana.
Yep, so you see it here. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson made the announcement during the Disney 2023 annual meeting of shareholders webcast today. And this pre-recorded message, you can see, was shot on Oahu near Chinaman's Hat. Now, Hawaii's Auli'i Cravalho, who voiced Moana in the original film, is listed as one of the project's executive producers, and that project is still in the early development stage. So the 2016 animated film was a big hit for Disney, making over $680 million at the box office. And Lilo and Stitch, that live-action remake, already in pre-production for a summer shoot. Very exciting.
All right, Ashley, I gotta confess something.
Go for it.
I've never seen Moana.
Well, you don't have kids, so yeah.
Well, I mean, I know a lot of people love it.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch is definitely my favorite animated, but I've never seen Moana.
Yeah,
So
I like how these new Disney movies have female leads, like strong characters. So
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Love it. Well, speaking of female leads and strong characters, we want to share with you this awesome story of two ladies who are absolutely living their best life. Ellison Barber has their story.
Meet Ellie Hamby and Sandy Hazlitt. 81 years young and traveling the world in about as many days.
I just mentioned to Ellie one day, wouldn't it be fun to go around the world in 80 days at age 80? And Ellie's eyes got big and she said, woohoo! And she started making plans. So we had it all planned, all tickets, and COVID shut us down last year. So our new theme is around the world
in 80 days at 81 and still on the run.
Don't lift your head up, I promise.
They've seen Egypt's pyramids from all angles. And in Finland,
Oh, it's got a baby.
they relied on four-legged friends to traverse the snow. In Japan, strangers helped them navigate Tokyo's complex subway system.
Just having a great time.
And in Antarctica, they followed the birds.
Vacations are tiring. This is not a vacation. This is an adventure, and each day just revs us up to have another adventure.
Sandy is a doctor, and Ellie is a photographer. They're both from West Texas. They've been friends for decades, sharing most of life's ups and downs.
Sandy and I both lost our husbands around 20 years ago. Hers a few years before I did mine.
They started to travel together back then, but this trip
Amazing.
is next level, and they've shared it all on TikTok, gaining thousands of followers and millions of views along their journey.
Did y'all ever have a moment on this trip where you were like, okay, we've known each other for decades, but I can't stand you anymore? Did you ever want to tap out from this friendship?
No,
Not a bit.
No. But the only thing that I always joke about is Ellie has longer legs than I have, and I can't keep up with her.
7 continents, 18 countries, all in 80 days. Their final stop, the Grand Canyon.
Sandy and Ellie from the Grand Canyon.
But this isn't just a story about where Ellie and Sandy have been. It's also about the steps they took towards an unknown.
And this is what I always advise. Get up out of that easy chair. Step out of your comfort zone. Make some plans and live.
Don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to step out and do things. And we always say that age is only a number.
Yes, that is right. Age is only a number. How sweet is that?
80 must be the new 30 because there's that movie 80 for Brady where all those 80-year-olds do, they meet Tom Brady and whatever. I love it.
That's so cute. Hey, Ash, really quickly, where's somewhere that you want to go on your travel bucket list?
I mean, just maybe like Antarctica, like something.
Ooh, very exotic there.
Vietnam.
That
was on the list before COVID. Africa, that was on the list before COVID.
COVID definitely changed plans for a lot of people, but hey, we are here and we are all living our best lives on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here on This Is Now. Ashley's back this afternoon, first at 4.